Chair calls the Greenwood Leflore Consolidated School District Board meeting to order. Can we please pause for a moment of silent prayer? Amen. Chair will entertain a motion to amend the agenda to move item number 7 from public comment section to item number 4.2. Once again, Chair entertains a motion to amend the agenda to move item number 7 to 4.2 and everything else move after that. It's been motioned and second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Motion is carried. Yes, sir.
Can you turn your mic on, Mr. Williams? We can't hear you on this end.
Item number 4.2, that's supposed to be spring or fall?
It says fall.
Fall is over.
That's correct. That was the request, Mr. Williams.
I thought it was spring.
Well, the request that I got said fall.
Joke.
Okay, just one housekeeping thing, Dr. Brown, if you don't mind. If you could, on Mondays and Tuesdays, Monday or Tuesday, before a work session of each month, can you please give me the best day for you that we can meet with each other before about the agenda? Yeah. Okay, thank you. Chair will entertain a motion to approve the amended agenda.
So moved.
It's been motioned and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Motion is carried. Dr. Brown.
Good afternoon. The Greenwood Leflore Consolidated School District's faculty and staff are working to ensure the focus remains on academic achievement. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we want to take this time to recognize our breast cancer survivors, Mrs. Samantha Milton, our board president, as well as Dr. Moore's mom, and the breast cancer survivors. We, as the district, want to show our support to and for breast cancer awareness.
Thank you.
The district recognized 277 students, faculty and staff, and parents in the GLCSDs during its virtual superintendent social for the months of August and September. Virtual parent-teacher conferences. Parent-teacher conference day is scheduled for October 14th of 2020 from 8:00 a.m. until 4:00 p.m. Each school will send out announcements which will contain the teachers' email addresses. We're asking that parents email their child's teacher to set up a 15-minute conference to discuss academic progress this school year. Additionally, school staff may be reaching out to parents to schedule parent conferences at various times. Meal distribution. The district continues to provide meals to children ages 18 and under. The Greenwood Leflore Consolidated School District's 2020 feeding program announcement update reads, please do not miss free meals in the Greenwood Leflore Consolidated School District beginning September 14th of 2020. Free meals will be available for all children ages 18 and under. You do not have to be a registered student in the GLCSD. Meals are available at Amanda Elsie High School, Bankston Elementary, Claudine Brown Elementary, Davis Elementary, East Elementary, Greenwood High School, Greenwood Middle School, Threadgill Elementary School, Threadgill Primary School, Leflore County High School, and Leflore County Elementary School cafeterias. No meals are consumed on the sites or the school sites. There will be 3 available meal options Monday through Friday of each week. Option 1 is a rural route delivery Monday through Friday beginning at 11 a.m. until the last meal is served. The routes include but are not limited to Mentor City, Morgan City, Money, Seal City, Slaughter, Sidon, Johnson Subdivision, Fairfield, the Brazil and Bishop communities, and the Browning community area. The child must be physically present to receive the meal. Option 2 is a parent meal pickup Monday through Fridays from 11:30 a.m. until 1:30 p.m. The parent must complete a parent pickup form and return the form back to the nearest GLCSD school location. Parent pickup forms can be found on the GLCSD's website, Child Nutrition link. And option 3, the local community bus routes to designated areas within the community. Bus routes will begin at 11 o'clock a.m. until 1:30 p.m. The child must be physically present to receive the meal. The locations are open to the public. Meals are available to all children ages 18 and under. For more information, please call Jacqueline Howard at 662-581-3024 or email jhoward@glcsd.org. First 9 weeks exams. First 9 weeks exams are being administered this week for all students. Students are logging on to the assigned links and being monitored by school staff as they take these assessments. We will utilize the data from these exams to determine the percentages of students who are mastering the standards being taught and to develop interventions for students who may be performing below academic expectations. Consideration of school reopening surveys. Phase 1 of school reopening. The district will utilize data from its recent school reopening surveys to begin Phase 1 planning and discussions for considerations of school reopenings. Students, parents, and teachers were surveyed during the summer and recently to determine their thoughts on the reopening of schools. The district would like to continue to gather data from all stakeholders to address the school community's most current needs. At such time that we do reopen schools to those who feel it's safe to return within the district, data from the surveys will be used to drive our decisions and practices aligned to concerns from students, parents, and teachers. Census awareness. The district continues to encourage families to complete the Census 2020. For those who are in need of census materials and/or census IDs, please call 1-800-354-7271. The census deadline has been extended until October 31st of 2020. This concludes the superintendent's report.
Chair will entertain a motion to receive the superintendent's report.
So move.
It's been moved and second. All in favor? Any opposed? Ayes have it. Motion is carried. Dr. Brown.
Next, we have our school at risk reports for East Elementary and our additional targeted support and interventions, the ATSI report for Leflore County Elementary. Dr. Pulley.
Good afternoon. The faculty, staff, and students at East Elementary School and Leflore County Elementary School are engaged in virtual instruction. Teachers are being supported with Canvas training on a weekly basis, and POC meetings are held regularly to improve virtual teaching and learning methods. Furthermore, leadership teams at each school are meeting to make school-level academic and procedural decisions. Intervention schedules have also been created to assist students who may need additional academic support.
Next, we have the regular agenda, beginning with the 16th section land report, Mr. Ainsworth.
Good evening. What we have on the agenda this evening basically is dealing with termination notices of agricultural contracts. So the first one we're going to deal with is termination of High Ridge Farms LLC. That's in section 1617 North 1 West, 257.55 acres. And you'll notice I've asked the board to go ahead and authorize to advertise that piece of property for public bid, which will take place at your November school board meeting.
Mr.
Yes.
Mr. Ainsworth, question here. Oh, to your right, you're right. Why are we terminating the lease?
The termination notices are required because when we do the public auction on the first Monday in November, it may not be the existing leaseholder that receives that new lease agreement.
Okay.
So that termination notice gives notice to the Chancery Clerk and the Tax Assessor's Office if that contract will expire, and we'll have a new contract.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Item 2 is a termination notice. This is actually a piece of property, 1621-1, that's Brayley Campsite. That recreational lease will expire. The process we go through is a tax assessor certificate that is signed stating what the land value is, and we'll take 5%. Typically, these leases will go up in value as we renew the leases. Item 3 is another termination notice. Will Matthews, it's the Brayley Campsite, same scenario. Then the next 2 items are dealing with row crop land, asking you to approve the termination notices, and then also advertise those in the local paper for 2 consecutive weeks with a bid opening scheduled for November regular scheduled meeting. Any questions about anything we went over? Real quick, very important for us to file all of our school land leases before the end of December, because we want to make sure that those individuals get on the tax roll for the following year of 2021. Okay, I'll conclude at that. Thank you so much.
Mr. Ainsworth, I do have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Were you able to get any feedback on the delinquent notices
Yes,
that went out?
absolutely.
Okay.
So, an update on the delinquent notices. We had roughly 3 that have come in and paid on it. I have a list, and it basically totals up about $7,617.20 still outstanding. With your authorization, I would like to be able to send one final notice, giving them X grace period to pay. Failure to pay or to bring a receipt showing that they paid, then we would ask for a cancellation of that contract. So that's up for discussion amongst the board.
Will you be asking for that notice at the November meeting?
I would like to be able to get, if we took action today, that would actually be, that would help us collect those monies faster. Just to give you an idea, we're looking for monies that should have been paid in calendar year 2019, okay? So it actually has individuals that would have owed in January and as late as September. So what's taking place is, if we don't get those monies collected, you're going to find them in 2 years in arrears. And we obviously, that's in violation of their lease agreement.
Can you repeat that total again, Mr. Ainsworth?
$7,617.20. And there again, if the individuals have a receipt that we overlook, or they have a bank statement that it shows the monies were deposited, we are obviously giving them credit for that particular year.
And can you tell us one more time, what should the motion include?
My motion would be to give a final notice to these individuals stating monies need to be paid, or a proof that payment has been received and deposited in the school district account, and the grace period is up to you to how many days you'd like to be able to give them to come forward.
And Mr. Ainsworth, you mentioned that the contracts would be terminated, but also are we able to seek legal action for the fees that have not been paid?
Absolutely, you can do that.
At this time, the chair will entertain a motion.
Madam President, I move that we permit Mr. Ainsworth to send one final notice and give 10 days to have the past due fees paid up.
Or proof that written
Right.
statement that they monies were received by the school district.
Right, that we give them 10 days to either provide proof of payment or to pay the past due balance.
Do we want to do 10 days or 30 days?
Well, he just gave a notice last month, if I'm not mistaken, so that would be 2 months almost.
May I make a suggestion?
Sure.
Your school board meeting in November is November the 2nd?
Third.
November the 3rd.
Okay.
So to be able to make items for cancellation.
No,
if-
it wouldn't be November 3rd, because that's election day, right?
Yeah, what on my calendar I have for November 3rd.
So what is our November,
I thought we did it on my calendar.
Ms. Flowers?
November 3rd.
Is November 4th?
To the 4th? Okay.
So your meeting would be November 4th? And in order for you to have something on your agenda, you need that information how many days prior to that November 4th meeting? In general, a week?
Yeah, preferably.
That will be our work session, probably.
Thursday before the work session? Can you give me a date on that?
29th, the Thursday.
So I would suggest that we give them until the 28th to make payment. And then those that have not made payment, and I'll get the letters out tomorrow. And for those that haven't made payment by the 28th or provided proof monies have been deposited in the school district account, then we would put those properties up for cancellation at your November meeting.
Okay, so, Dr. Bailey, you wanna make it again?
I move that the board authorizes Mr. Ainsworth to send one final notice seeking either payment of past due rent or proof of payment of said rents by the 28th of October.
Second. It's been motioned and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion is carried. Thank you, Ms.
One other question, Mr. Ainsworth.
Yes, ma'am.
You were going to report to the board about the 16-section land between Greenwood and Itabena?
I have generated a printout. I believe I gave it to Dr. Brown and Ms. Milton. And it basically identified that particular section. And that's something I thought we were going to maybe handle in a work session. It's a little complex. It's going to take just about a half hour or so to kind of go over things with you on that.
You're gonna be here for the October, at the end of October, work session.
Okay.
The same, what is it, the 28th you just said, Dr. Bailey? The 28th. If you could be
If
here.
I could just get an email, just the date and the time, then I'll be here with that information. Any other questions about anything else we went over tonight? Okay. Thank y'all, and y'all be safe.
Thank you, Mr. Ainsworth. Did you have something, Dr. Bailey?
Yeah, Madam President, if I'm not mistaken, seeking clarification from Mr. Ainsworth. You're fine? Never mind.
Okay. Chair will entertain a motion to file a termination notice to High Ridge Farms LLC and approval to advertise for agricultural lease.
Madam
Keep going on this sheet
President,
now.
can we do all of them at once?
Okay, well, let's do, the chair will entertain a motion to do a termination notice for High Ridge Farms LLC for Winford J. Allen, for Will Matthews, for Sanders Farms, and for Sanders Farm again, and also approve to advertise for an agricultural lease.
So moved.
Second.
It's been motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion is carried.
Thank you, Mr. Ainsworth.
Thank you, sir.
Dr. Brown.
Next, we have public comments. Mr. Sean Pearson.
Good evening. How you doing?
Start this bind off down here. Send it around. Once again, I'm Mr. Sean Pearson, with Mississippi Delta At-Risk Youth Consultants. I came here today to present my services. We're having a problem here in our community, excuse me for the mask. I'm a longtime resident, 25 years experience with at-risk youth. I was a Mississippi Delta at-risk youth, like some of us in the room, and I'm a professional at it. I don't have a PhD, but I have plenty of experience with life's problems, adolescent problems, and what I did was I turned my mistakes and the things that I went through, I turned them into the program called Mississippi Delta Ceasefire. Mississippi Delta Ceasefire is a program that's been around for a long time. I've actually been doing it for the school district ever since I've been a part of the school district. I was able to pass myself off for the district as a librarian at Rising Sun. I could only do that because I had rapport with students. I was shocked that it was so easy a transition. I went on from there and I did the ISS, in-school suspension, at Amanda High School. I didn't finish school. 14 hours away from finishing school. So I'm being punished for that. So I use that with my young people. But I do have an intellect and an entrepreneurial spirit that wants to make my program reach more children. We can only do so much from our position right now. I have several programs in the community that we can interconnect. We have rapport with parents. We have rapport with that, we call it bottom 25, but I've named it the diamond 25. Those are the ones that move the needle, and we have experience at moving the needle. We moved the needle at Amanda High School during the violence, during the problems that they were having in different communities. We made sure that, along with security and administration, that it never made it to our campus. I said to myself, that's a skill. And in education, we always tell young people to go out in the global marketplace and be useful and have a skill that you can offer so you can feed yourself. So I started Mississippi Delta At-Risk Youth Consultants. Like I said, we have over 25 years experience, so we put it into a program. Once we get to the clicker, I can show you the programs. These are the young people that we just had in the alternative school. They're getting a bad rap. I'm on the children's side. I think that they can do better if they had somebody like the Mississippi Delta At-Risk Youth Consulting Program. We plan on training other young men and women to do the same thing that we do to develop that rapport, because we can have all the academic expectations that we want, but if the kids are not buying in, the needle doesn't move. We move the needle. These young men here deserve a chance. Some of them, since then, they've been having some issues. Otherwise, they would have been in school. Now that we have children out of school, our enrollment is down. We're having challenges with the virtual learning. I am a virtual teacher myself. I'm having fun with virtual learning because I can keep their attention. And I sympathize with other teachers that can't keep their attention because it's hard to do it when you're face to face. So when you're on a computer and they're at home, it presents challenges. But we have developed a rapport and a program to help decrease those challenges. And we're here to pitch those services. If we go to the document part of the drive, academic approaches for improvement. Academic approaches for improvement is simply just that. It's our approach. For example, our third graders, they're having a problem with the third grade gate test. Okay, Mr. Williams and I, we have a lot of third graders. We have sports after school in the community in the summertime where those third graders actually are smart young people. And it's just that different motivation. I don't know what it is, but we can get them to do what you need them to do. And we want to bring that service to the Greenwood Leflore Consolidated School District. We were encouraged out loud. What I mean by that is, you say it out loud, it's just an approach. You would think that anybody could do it, but they can't. That's why I developed this program. That's why I invested in this business, because we can move the needle. We were encouraged out loud, and we will reward academic progress. We will echo progress every day we are around. What that is going to different campuses, testing the temperature of the campus. We have a temperature testing program where we go around and all we have to do is observe, intervene, interact, and be proactive toward the problem that they have. We will be effective messengers for administration. For example, social distancing. We know the kids are coming back to school. We have plans to assist the school district in those keeping social distance rules in place and anything else that comes down. Because once again, we have developed that rapport and they listen. We will echo academic behavior expectations, academic and behavior expectations. Tell us and we'll tell them. A lot of times the messenger, you call it the messenger, I get that a lot because I'm usually the messenger. And people don't like the messenger, but the message is pure. So we want to be the messenger, and we're going to make sure we represent you all in a professional manner. Create an atmosphere of academic improvement by rewarding effort. Our reward system is based on not only success, but effort as well. Just interacting with them through the breezeways, for example, test time. We want to know, we're going to know when test time coming because we're going to take our approach to go along with you all's approach to make sure we get the best outcome of each testing cycles that we have. We want to create an atmosphere of academic improvement, okay? Not to say that our atmospheres are bad, but we all can use a little improvement. And what we do, we're not a building. We bring a rapport and a love for young people and a love for this community that helps translate into them following direction. We go to the next one. This is not all the programs. That Nirvana, that's just a sample as well. Let's go to engage in Delta Youth Training. Engage in Delta Youth, right up under effective assistance. Thank you. Engage in Delta Youth Training. We will offer trainings for our young people to be in reach. You give me the information, we transfer it to them. Engage in Delta Youth Summit is a conference geared toward the improvement of social and educational lives of at-risk youth in the Mississippi Delta. This program will consist of interactive and informative workshops, training sessions, speakers, and professionals from the community as well as representatives from the Mississippi Department of Correction. This program will address behaviors, do's and don'ts with social media, bullying, and the new normal as it relates to at-risk youth in the Mississippi Delta. Academic approaches, the fallback. A lot of our athletes, they need to have a fallback. They need to have another plan. A lot of our kids need to have another plan other than the one they have. Right place, wrong time. That's a common tale right about now in town. Team building. You can do a lot of things by yourself, but you can do anything together. We need to spread that message. Handling peer pressure, social media behavior, conflict resolution training. Conflict resolution training is a task that our kids don't have. That's why they're pulling the gun. It's easier. Our kids don't have interpersonal skills where they can sit in front of you all and talk like I am and look you in the eye. We can increase that in our kids. We can increase that, change that behavior to a positive one. Not all of them are going to make it, but we're going to try our best to affect more young people going forward with our program. We have a shadow program. It's not up here. Go to the next one, Mr. Johnson, for me. We also have a shadow program where on an individual basis, we can shadow young people. We want to be able to go to the schools when parents can't. We want to be everywhere that you all can't be. Bottom line, we're already there. We're already in the school. When I say we, I know you want to know who else. But our motto is no I and me, only us and we. So we try to stay away from the I word and we do the we. Okay? So let's go to developing rapport. Developing rapport. We have developed a rapport in this community that is valuable and it needs to be used. Every time something happens to one of our young people, I know who done it and I know who had it happen to them. Not that I know who it is right off, but we've been dealing with so many young people, it's impossible for me not to know. So why have a potential solution and not have a vehicle to let it travel? Like I told you, no I and me, only us and we motivation. Campuses need to have their own particular identities when it comes to behavior. They need to know that good behavior is rewarded, and we need to give second chances. Behavioral is a program that I have. It's called Behavior Forgiveness. I go through it every day, not knowing what I did to somebody, but I'm always having to be forgiven for something. So once you become an at-risk youth, it's hard to shake that label. I'm 46 years old. I'll be 47 on the 17th, and I still feel that label. So I made an effort to do what I'm doing right now, and that in itself would encourage young people to make another move. We will make an effort to learn personalities and recognize talents. If you're around a kid, if you're around people, if you're around your staff, you make an effort to know who they are. You make an effort to know what makes them tick, what they don't like. Sometimes teachers and administrators don't have time to deal with your small problems. We do. We want to be that caulk. What I mean by caulk, we want to seal those cracks. We will encourage those positive personalities and talents. As you see, our young people are making videos. They're showing their talents. Sometimes you might just see the guns. I see the talent. So we need a vehicle for that talent. Stages have been taken away. We got less now than we had when we had more when we had less. When we didn't have all these things, we had more programs and more jobs in the city. So we want to bring some of those things back instead of scratching our head for solutions. Let's get some of those things back that we used to do that when we had a somewhat positive atmosphere. We will do our best to prevent disruptive behavior by identifying and addressing. We want, before it becomes a crime. What we try to do is identify at-risk behavior before it becomes paperwork. Because when it's paperwork, they're part of the system. But there's some room in there for a buffer. What I mean by a buffer, we need something to catch them before they end up in the criminal justice system. And we are good at that. Because I did a great job right now to this point staying out of the criminal justice system myself. So we're experts at that at this point. We replace bad butts with good butts. Just like this meeting here. It may be a butt. If I hear a butt, I know what's coming behind it. And the kids do too. We're going to replace good butts, bad butts with good butts. Okay? Because normally when you say butt, you're not getting that for Christmas. If you understand what I'm saying. So, but we're going to replace bad butts with good butts. Not the children butts. That's just my terminology to identify my program away from others. So we have our own language that we can explain. Which is one of our greatest tools of improvement. Our rapport, once again, I'm going to stay with that rapport. Our rapport serves well. Our rapport is your rapport. If they trust me, they trust you. And we have to gain trust in the community, and that's what we've been lacking. Go to another one. And we also, if you look in that binder, we have summer programs. The actual summer programs that are running in the city we created those programs. I was able to, with communities and schools, they allowed me to design programs and implement programs. So, and most of them were successful. You know, don't want to say all of them, but most of them were successful. As you can see, those programs draw a lot of young people. When we call, they're coming. One more good one. Let's see. Temperature of school campus, the last one right there. We talked about that. Measuring social temperature of your campus, we will develop a trusted relationship. You go up here, all schools have an abstract temperature that can only be checked by observation and intervention. Teachers don't have time to do that. Security don't have time to do that. They have to secure the campus. We want to assist in that area where we can have a lot of good days. A lot of people, when we have fights at the school, that's all we talk about. But those calm days, we never talk about them. Those calm days are to be documented just like those bad days, because you want to note what did you do that day that was different. What was for lunch that day that was different, and you want to try to duplicate those good days versus those bad days. We will contribute positive energy toward boosting morale through the district. Okay? Listen to conversations at homes and children. Eavesdrop. You're not able to eavesdrop from your office. They come to tell me. So if they don't have anybody to tell, all they know is to handle it the way they want to handle it. So I had Coach Fant. Coach Fant ruled with a pen, with a paddle. I have a whistle. It's a new day and time. Non-contact situations now. We always talk about liabilities and hurting children. Children are on the forefront right now. So we have a non-contact way of discipline and of gaining the trust of the young people so they can have academic success. Like I told you, my program doesn't call that the bottom 25. We call it the diamond 25 because it can get results. Those children get results. Pay close attention to social media drama and address it. A lot of times, the school does not outright talk about what's going on social media. As a contractor, I can let Miss Brown know, or Mr. Anwan Brown know what's going on that he doesn't know, that she doesn't know, and we can be able to address those things. And a lot of kids and a lot of parents want that type of security. They don't want security to bring them home. They want to know when they get home, I almost got in trouble, Mom, but I talked to whoever that person is, and this is what happened. We also encourage them to talk to their parents. And we also good with parents because most of the parents were former students of mine. So now I'm working with their children. So I have another unique advantage to impress upon them what we want them to do as far as behavior, as far as academics. We're able to move the needle from K through 12. And we've done that for the district for years, but from another role. From the ISS role, they came to me. With the student affairs role that I took on the last couple of years at Elsa when we were going through the drama and the tragedy, it proved to be vital that I was able to do that, and I gained a lot of experience at my old high school that I put with my program. Let's see one more. Maintain a working relationship with the student body of said school. Survey schools. We want to be able to go to school, spend some time, come back, and report to administration on what we need to do. And we also going to put incentives at every school. Every school going to have their identity until we get one. Once we get a new school, we need to have some abstract plan in place for behavior. We need to have something in place so the parents can know we're doing something other than locking them up, other than what we've been doing. We're doing something different. We're going to give an opportunity to a program that's already providing good results. Go to the next. One more, and I'm going to let y'all go. And if y'all got any questions, On-call intervention. On-call intervention, right here. All right. On-call intervention. We try to keep, we don't want the public running the schoolhouse. If we can get there, because you got a lot of people that's trouble hunters, that like drama, we're going to throw water on all those fires. We will go where the potential problem is before it turns into a suspension. We will offer a listening ear and some great advice thereafter. That's another thing. It's one thing to tell them to pull their parents up, but then what? Okay? We will handle as many situations of prevention as we can on a day-to-day basis, and we'll monitor the progress of students and the program. Our goal is to prevent as many suspensions as possible and improve student academic attendance in an effort to decrease the dropout rate. We've taken time, as you see, to put the Mississippi Delta characteristics with these programs. We can't buy a program from Jackson or Washington, D.C. to fit the Mississippi Delta. So I saw fit that the Mississippi Delta needs their own curriculum. They need their own way, because our way of handling problems is different from other dynamics in other communities. We will prevent as many fights as we can through observation and intervention. On call to district administration 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, or as needed. We're here to provide a service for the district. You all know what you need. I don't, I'm an employee, but through my observations, I always come and tell you differently. I actually showed you that banner when we met, but I was serious about it. So as the bodies drop, as the body count go up, I got tired of feeling bad about it, and I decided to pull this type of trigger. Our kids are pulling the trigger on the football field, basketball court, and in the community. They're saying, here I am. So it's on us to do everything we can to get to the root of the problem, and that's what we're trying to do. And we also have the performing arts program. G West Productions, From Nothing Productions, we want a PSA from this, we want to develop PSAs from the school district level. Nobody in the city we're dressing in pink. I'm not. We're doing the breast cancer awareness. Who's doing the adolescent at-risk youth? So we're going to do that. We don't have a color. Matter of fact, our color is brown. So we don't have a color. But we're going to actually put a movement behind them just like this one.
Mr. Pearson,
I'm sorry.
we thank you for coming today.
Oh, okay.
And I just want to say, for 20 years, I've been watching you, so I do know the kids think of you as Mr. Santa Claus.
Right.
Personally, I do believe in you, and I thank you for coming and presenting to the board.
Yes, ma'am.
As a former alternative school teacher, you do know that I believe in turning negative behaviors into positive behaviors.
Yes, ma'am.
But at this time, I think you should make an appointment to see Dr. Brown to continue this conversation.
Okay.
I love your ideas, and I hope that we get to hear from you again.
Well, I hope so. Just let me know when I need to come to get,
Any other?
And Madam President, if I may, Mr. Pearson, thank you for coming. I am very intrigued by some of the things that you pointed out. But, and it's a good but, as Madam President indicated, I would love for you to get with the school district administration and put together some type of proposal that may include or may not include a cost to bring back to the board, so that we can have something hard to look at.
Oh yeah, we got that in the binder too. We just didn't know. We got on the agenda. Once you said I was here to speak, public speaking, I was like, well, I'm still going for it. So yeah, we have that contract proposal in there, and we're hoping that this happens, and it will make an impact on the community. And thank you all for your time.
Thank you so much, Mr. Pearson. Mr. Pearson.
Dr. Moore has a question.
I'm not asking for any names, but how many co-workers do you have? How many people are a part of your group?
I say we because I want once I'm accepted, once the resources are put behind, once we got in contract with Mississippi Delta at review, that way I can train other people and she can
I love your energy, and prayerfully and hopefully we will, this will not be our last time seeing you. And, but your synergistic efforts with, this organization.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pearson. Dr. Brown.
Okay. Next, we have,
I'm sorry, Doc.
Awesome.
Madam President, so the request for the reconsideration of fall athletics was in response to several calls that I received from parents as well as students of the district pertaining to fall athletics, i.e. football. And I just wanted to again present this to the board as well as the administration if there would be reconsideration for such.
I fall, a little information I think is correct. If we decide to do fall sports today, you have to practice, I think, 17 days before competition, which means we'll only probably be paying October the 30th. And I'm thinking that a lot of fall sports will probably be either over or heading towards playoff or something. Mr. Jones, I know you probably got some more dates, but I know.
And I know as it pertains to football, that is correct, but I'm not sure if they was addressing, which sports are they addressing?
'Cause I think
Football, if I'm not
football
mistaken, right.
will be the last one. I think if football is too late, I think the other one's in before football, though. I'm thinking.
Yeah, I know I want to say it may be 12 days and not 17 that they
Okay.
have to, before they can start playing the game.
That's the only issue that I have with fall. But I did ask for the winter and spring. I did ask for winter and spring to be on the agenda because we do have a lot of other sports coaches, parents, and things that want to know for as basketball, baseball, and all that other stuff. But I'm just, I asked them at the work session.
I remember us having the questions came up about the spring, and I know that, from what I stated was we were at this point making plans to move forward with the spring sports.
Well, I can say that how this got on there, Dr. Bailey called and asked for it to be put on there.
I just know, I mean, we got coaches that they don't know whether to practice now, they don't know what to tell the kids. Everybody getting calls, so I don't want them saying this, the kids saying this, and we hadn't voted on it. That's why I'd rather just.
So
So can we put it on November?
is that
Well,
28?
basketball season starts in November.
Say what?
Basketball season typically starts in November.
But I mean, we on spring right now. I mean, fall right now. But I just.
So Dr. Bailey, are you making a motion?
Well, sure. I move that the board reconsiders permitting fall athletics, i.e. football, for this academic term.
Question. How many days do we have left before fall?
I mean, I want to vote for football. Everybody knows I voted the first time. But I hate to say we vote tonight for football and the kids get excited and tomorrow they find out, hey, no schedule because everybody already made their schedule. I mean, we don't want to get them up and back down. That's I think it's just too late.
And I think you have a valid point, Mr. Williams, but I don't believe, what was shared with me was that we may not be the only district who has reinstated football.
That's correct, but they did it 2 weeks ago, which we got to wait a couple more weeks. They did it a couple weeks ago.
Understood.
Madam President, and colleagues of the board, I think we need to have a hearty discussion, dialogue before we go into this. We can always call a call meeting, discuss this, but I hate to make a decision about that now, we haven't discussed the issue.
Well, Dr. Bailey has a motion on the floor, so,
I mean, if you don't get a second, then the motion dies, Madam
Exactly.
President, so.
so there's a motion. Is there a second? So that means the motion dies for lack of a second.
Yes, ma'am.
Dr. Brown.
Approval, next you have the approval of the 2020-2021 Federal Programs Procedural Handbook. Dr. Pulley.
The Greenwood Leflore Consolidated School District Federal Programs Procedural Handbook was designed as an additional guidance document to support the district's policies in the Federal Programs Department. The procedural handbook is aligned with the Mississippi Department of Education Federal Programs Monitoring Instrument and will help the department to remain in compliance with the required monitoring indicators.
The superintendent recommends that the school board approve the Federal Programs Procedural Handbook.
Chair will entertain a motion to approve the Federal Programs Procedural Handbook.
So moved. Second.
It's been motioned and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion is carried. Dr. Brown.
Next, we have the approval of athletic donations. Mr. Johnson.
The Greenwood Leflore Consolidated School District Athletic Department is requesting approval to accept donations totaling $4,106 from various donors for the athletic department for the purchasing of basketball state championship rings. You have an attached copy of the donors and the amounts that they donated.
Doctor?
Mr. Johnson, do you have a total cost on these, rings?
I know the initial cost was $11,000, but I think they made some adjustments, and I'm not sure, quite sure, and I'm not sure if Ms. Washington knows exactly how much it costs, but I know it's not the cost that's been donated.
Okay, so who will absorb the remainder of the cost, if you don't get those donations?
It won't be an absorbing of the cost. Only the particular rings will be bought based on the amount that they have, and that's going to be outside of the district. The district is not allowed to pay for rings. That will be donated to the athletic booster, the Greenwood Athletic Booster, and they will be purchasing those rings.
Okay, thank you.
The superintendent recommends school board approval to accept donations totaling $4,106 from various donors for athletic department for purchasing of basketball state championship rings.
Chair will entertain a motion to approve to accept donations totaling $4,106 from various donors for athletic department for purchasing of basketball state championship rings.
So moved.
Second.
Then motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion is carried. Dr. Brown.
Approval of workers' compensation proposal for October 1st, 2020 through October 1st, 2021. Mr. Johnson.
The school district have received a proposal from South Group Insurance Services for the Greenwood Leflore Consolidated School District's workers' compensation for October, and it should be October 1st, 2020 to October the 1st, 2021. And you have the estimated premiums from Louisville, which is $176,730, and from the Mississippi School Board Association of $181,000.
The superintendent recommends school board approval of the low and non-self-insured bid from LUBA for the Greenwood Leflore Consolidated School District's workers' compensation for the amount of $176,730.
Chair will entertain a motion to approve the low and non-self-insured bid for LUBA for the Greenwood Leflore Consolidated School District's workers' compensation for the amount of $176,730.
So moved.
It's been motion and second, all in favor? Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion is carried. Board members, the next page, 79, is in the back. We have a updated sheet for page 79.
Approval of roofing project bid, Bankston Elementary, Wing B and Wing C. Mr. Johnson.
The Greenwood Leflore Consolidated School District is requesting approval of the roofing project for Bankston Elementary, Wing B and Wing C based on the bidding information submitted as follows. Dixie Roofing, $175,485. Rawwell Roofing Incorporated, $201,400. Independent Roofing Systems Incorporated, $205,000. Roofing Solutions LLC, $229,000. Copper Top Sheet Metal Incorporated, $261,500. And E. Cornell Malone Corporation, $298,830.
The superintendent recommends school board approval, requesting approval of the roofing bid project for Bankston Elementary, Wing B and Wing C for Dixie Roofing Incorporated for the base bid amount of $175,485.
Chair will entertain a motion to approve the roofing project bid for Bankston Elementary Wing B and C for Dixie Roofing Incorporated for the base bid amount of $175,485.
So moved.
Second.
The motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion is carried. Dr. Brown.
District Parent and Family Engagement Policy, Dr. Pulley.
It is time to approve the Every Student Succeed Act, ESSA, Parent and Family Engagement Policy for the 2020-2021 school year. The policy is reviewed or revised annually with input from the schools, parents, and other stakeholders.
The superintendent recommends that the school board approve the Every Student Succeeds Act, ESSA, Parent and Family Engagement Policy for the 2020-2021 school year.
Chair will entertain a motion to approve the ESSA Parent and Family Engagement Policy for 2020-2021 school year.
So moved.
It's been motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion is carried. Dr. Brown.
Life Health Memorandum of Understanding, Ms. Coleman.
Life Help provides comprehensive mental health services to children and adolescents within the Greenwood Leflore Consolidated School District that struggle with serious emotional disorders. These emotional issues often impact the child's ability to be successful in the classroom. Life Help services include, but are not limited to, psychosocial assessments, individual and family therapy, day treatment, and emergency evaluations. Most of these services were conducted on our school's campuses. Due to COVID-19 and the pandemic and the school district's utilization of a virtual model, Life Help has maintained contact with the children and their caregivers telephonically. Life Help has taken steps to restart the program in a manner that meets the health needs of their clients while safeguarding the physical health of clients and employees. The school-based therapists continue to maintain contact with the children and guardians telephonically or face-to-face while practicing social distancing. The day treatment programs operate daily at Life Help's facilities.
You said it's at their facility.
Yes, ma'am, it's at the discretion of the parents. They did submit safeguards that they are employing at the facility, but it's at the discretion of the parents.
Dr. Brown.
The superintendent recommends school board approval of the memorandum of understanding between the Greenwood Leflore Consolidated School District and life help for students struggling with serious emotional disorders.
Chair will entertain a motion to approve the memorandum of understanding between GLCSD and Life Help for students struggling with serious emotional disorders.
Madam President, so moved, subject to corrections on page 16 and 17. On page 16, under Bankston Elementary, the email address is incorrect. It's probably just a typo.
On what you say now?
On page 16. Am I on the wrong thing, Dr. Brown?
No,
Oh, we
no
good?
problem.
Okay.
Okay.
And on page 17, the email address for Greenwood High School principal. And again, they're probably just typos.
Okay, thank you,
Yes, sir, it is.
thank you, Dr. Bailey, for an eagle eye. Dr. Brown, did we get the motion?
I got you, I'm sorry.
Did we get a motion?
Yeah, I need a second.
Second.
It's been motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion is carried. Dr. Brown.
School Improvement Grant Extended Day Saturday School Program, Ms. Coleman.
Greenwood Leflore Consolidated School District School Improvement Grant Extended Day Program for Threadgill Elementary, Greenwood Middle, and Greenwood High will begin October 8th, 2020 and end April 29th, 2021. The Extended Day program will operate 2 days per week on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 3:35 p.m. until 5:35 p.m. The Saturday school program for Threadgill Elementary, Greenwood Middle, and Greenwood High will begin March 27th, 2021, and will end April 24th, 2021. The Saturday school program will operate for 4 Saturdays from 8 a.m. until 12 noon. There is a calendar attached for your review. The SIG Extended School Day and Saturday program will provide remediation and enrichment to all students in grades 2 through 12. The program will be funded by the School Improvement Grant, which is in its final year of implementation.
The superintendent recommends school board approval of the operation of the School Improvement Grant Extended Day Saturday School Program for the 2020-2021 school year.
Chair will entertain a motion to approve the operation of the School Improvement Grant Extended Day Saturday School Program for the 2020-2021 school year.
So moved.
Second.
It's been motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion is carried. Dr. Brown.
School Improvement After School Program for East Elementary and Leflore County Elementary School, Ms. Coleman.
Extended learning opportunities will be provided to students attending East Elementary School and Leflore County Elementary School as part of the Greenwood Leflore Consolidated School District school improvement efforts. After school will begin November 5th, 2020, and will end February 25th, 2021. After school program will operate for 2 days on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 3:35 p.m. until 5:35 p.m. for a total of 25 days. There is a calendar attached for your review.
The superintendent recommends school board approval of the operation of an after-school program for East Elementary School and Leflore County Elementary School for the 2020-2021 school year.
Chair will entertain a motion to approve the operation of after-school program for East Elementary and Leflore County Elementary Schools for the 2020-2021 school year.
So moved. Second.
Then motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion is carried. Dr. Brown.
Approval of the Greenwood Leflore Consolidated School District's 2020-2021 Dropout Prevention Plan. Dr. Pruitt.
The dropout prevention plan for the Greenwood Leflore Consolidated School District has been drafted and is available for review. This plan highlights programs designed to keep students in school and to lower student dropout rates. As required by state law, each school district shall implement an annual dropout prevention plan.
The superintendent recommends school board approval of the Greenwood Leflore Consolidated School District's 2020-2021 Dropout Prevention Plan.
Chair will entertain a motion to approve the GLCSD 2020-2021 dropout prevention plan.
So moved.
Second.
It's been motioned and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion is carried. We also have another item in the back for your monthly financial reports that is replacing page 147. Dr. Brown.
Next, we have the monthly financial reports, Mrs. Washington.
There are also some claims at the back that go along with this.
Okay.
And as she's passing, attached are the financial reports for the month ending October of 2020. The following reports are attached: cash balance report, fund balance report, budget status report, cash flow statement, claims docket, FY20 final amendment, combined and combining budget. Expenditures to date are within budgeted amounts. Cash balances on hand are sufficient to cover immediate and current projected expenses, and the claims dockets have been reviewed by the superintendent.
Good evening. Sorry about the lateness on some of this, but I have worked up to the 9th hour trying to make sure that we get this report in. It's actually due October 15, which is that combined balance has to be submitted to the State Department by the 15th, and I don't want the board to have to come back and do another meeting just to approve the final amended budget. And I also included which, the audit, the completed audit, your copy. So that's what the thick, brown, beige. So if you, well, I'll just give you an opportunity to review it, and we can discuss it at the next board meeting if you would like. All right, so, Dr. Brown has already taken liberty to go through the, financial document. Give you opportunity also, if the board wants to discuss the FY20 final amendment combining budget.
Madam President, if I may, Dr. Brown, on page 174. I believe I made a mistake last time. Yes, ma'am. I think so. I think it's right there. And the third and fourth from the top, claim number 946671 and 72.
Can you repeat it one more time, Dr. Davis?
946671 and 72 at the very top.
Mm-hmm.
The third and fourth one. Just a question about why are we paying that now?
Okay.
I think that
There was some baseball games that occurred right before the pandemic hit, and then it was issued, and we just not getting the fee to pay those issues.
What do you say?
so they basically just submitted their information to get paid for those. These were games that occurred right before the pandemic, and these individuals just submitted their information to get paid.
So, did we purchase a system or something? Did we agree that we would kind of?
Yeah, and that all happened right before we got to implement all of the payment.
Okay, thank you.
Madam President,
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Ms. Washington, page 214, claim number 946673.
Give me that number again.
946673.
I think it's one of those candy manufacturers, one of the schools, purchasing food, but I did bring the claim docket so I can pull the actual claim itself.
Okay.
It's either for East Elementary or Davis Elementary. Those are the two schools that had those fundraisers.
What is, Dr. Brown, what's the purpose of a fundraiser?
I think this occurred prior to us leaving, when I spoke to Mr. Lucas about it, and they had either collected, money and, had to send correct me if I'm wrong, but they had to send the funds that they were supposed to send back, if that's correct. But I spoke to Mr. Lucas about it. It was a fundraiser at both of those schools. And so as far as I can't even recall what the fundraiser was for, but they both had fundraisers.
They did like popcorn and stuff sales just to raise revenue for the school.
For the activity funds.
Madam President, if I may,
Yeah.
Dr. Brown, and maybe you can answer this one and not Ms. Washington. On page 177, the sixth one from the top. Beginning at claim number 946780. 946780. About 6 or 7. I thought we were going to try.
Right, those are, special education. That's from the Office of Special Education for in-district travel.
Okay.
And I
Yes,
think.
sir, and that's in our, project, that's
Okay.
not a cost to the district.
Yes, ma'am.
It's allowed by the state, and they must conduct certain services.
Understood. Thank you. And on 178, Dr. Brown, near the bottom, probably about 5 or 6 from the bottom, 946841. 841. Is that for all of the
Let me let Mr. Johnson
Okay.
respond to that one.
841?
Now, that claim probably was just for one of the schools, once they completed getting that invoice, but that full amount is not for all three schools. I'm not sure which one actually that invoice was submitted on.
So are the other schools going
Yeah,
to take care?
once the POs are done, it's
Okay.
just they don't submit the invoice.
At the same time?
Yeah,
Okay.
till the work is complete.
Thank you.
Where is that company located, Mr. Johnson?
Now, I'm not 100% positive on that, and I have to check it.
Ms. Washington. 946756 and 757. Page 240. 224. claim numbers 946, 756, and 757.
Claim number.
946,
They were air conditioners
okay.
for,
Please say three again.
yeah, correct, your primary.
Okay.
Davis Elementary was the other.
Okay.
And then I have one more, Ms. Washington, I did not write the claim number down, but it's, Dr. Pulley may be able to speak to this, Curriculum Associates.
Yes, I'm not looking at it, but I believe that is the universal screen. Yeah. That's the,
Page 177. 946808.
yes, that is our rating,
Okay,
universal screen.
okay.
Is that all board members? I asked Dr. Eagle Eye to make sure he look at this, audited and get back with me, this audited financial services. And tell me what you see. Dr. Brown.
The superintendent recommends that the school board approve the September financial reports and the FY 20 final amended combined and combining budget, and approve the payment of claims for 946-669 through 946-871 for the Greenwood Leflore Consolidated School District.
Chair will entertain a motion to approve the September financial reports and the FY 20 final amended combined and combining budget, and approve the payment of claims 946-669 through 946-871 for GLCSD.
So moved.
It's been motion and second, all in favor? Any opposed?
Opposed, and it's simply because I haven't had a chance to read over it.
Ayes have it, motion is carried. Dr. Brown.
Next, you have the consent agenda, which includes minutes of the regular board meeting of Tuesday, September 1st, 2020, minutes of the special call board meeting of Wednesday, September 9th, 2020, and minutes of the work session of Wednesday, September 30th, 2020. The superintendent recommends approval of the consent agenda.
Chair will entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
The motion is second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion is carried. Dr. Brown.
Approval of personnel recommendations.
At this time, Dr. Brown, Ms. Flowers, could you let the record show that, Jackie Lewis is leaving the meeting?
Approval of personnel recommendations. Attached is a list of district personnel which requires board approval. Contracts will be issued as required.
Dr. Brown, on page 254, what about, look at East and this second person? There's nothing for certification and years of experience. But I see the days.
Right, this person is retired and we just got her information, so we were going to add it, but she's retired and she's coming to work part-time.
Okay. Any questions, board member? Dr. Brown?
The superintendent recommends that the school board approve the personnel for the 2020-2021 school year on the attached pages. Contracts will be issued as required.
Chair will entertain a motion to approve the personnel for the 2020-2021 correction school year on the attached pages. Contracts will be issued as required.
Second.
It's been motion and second, all in favor? Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion is carried. Chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
It's been motion and second, all in favor? Any opposed? Ayes have it, motion is carried. Board members, don't forget to see me.